What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we've got more Digimon news. I feel like I've been making a bunch of Digimon videos lately, bearing in mind we went about a week without making any Digimon videos because there'd been so much news in other card games and not really much news for Digimon. Well, that has all changed, ladies and gentlemen. We've had a bunch of news lately that we've gone ahead and covered, and now we've got even more news coming, and I, for one, am frankly delighted. You see, it turns out we're getting some new Digimon TCG starter decks. We are getting a second round of starter decks, and I don't need to tell you what colours those starter decks are going to entail. You see, the very first products we ever got, not counting that promo pack, which, although cool, was very much a promotional pack to kind of introduce a game. It was not really the first proper release. The first proper release we ever got were the free starter decks for Blue, Red, and Yellow, which launched on the 24th of April, which was about 3 weeks before the May 15th release date of New Evolution, the first expansion. Well, now we're getting another free set of decks, or another set of free decks, I probably should say. And would you believe it, ladies and gentlemen, the rumours are that we're going to be getting one for green, one for black, and one for purple. Well, obviously we're going to be getting them, ladies and gentlemen, because, of course, we now have 6 colours in the Digimon TCG. Back in New Evolution, the first real expansion we got, we introduced green cards. Let's show you Granku Wagamon, because I love Granku Wagamon. And then when we moved over into Ultimate Power, the second set, I told you we weren't going to be getting 2 new colours. I thought that was ridiculous. Clearly I was wrong. And we ended up with black cards like, for instance, War Greymon. Weird because, you know, always red before. And purple Pokemon like, I'm clearly going to use the example here of Pumpkinmon because it's adorable. And then we went from 3 to 6. But the problem is we've had a real disparity up till now. Because you see, red and blue and yellow have been around for 3 starter decks and 2 sets. Green has been around for 2 sets, and purple and black have been around for 1 set. We did get that really cool promo pack over in Japan that gave 4 new purple and 4 new black cards, which is very, very cool. Incidentally, that is being given away with a copy or an issue of Card Gamer magazine over in Japan, which I have managed to order myself a copy of, which, as a side note, it just looks like a magazine which is just all about trading card games and trading card game news and deck lists, etc., giving away multiple promo cards and mini decks and packs, etc., for various TCGs every month. Why do we not have that outside of Japan? It looks amazing! I may or may not have ordered multiple issues of this, despite the fact I can't read Japanese. Yet. But purple and black, and to a lesser extent green, have been a little bit ignored, so we need to redress the balance here with starter decks, and that is what's happening, and I, for one, am absolutely delighted. Now, the concrete information we have here is very, very slim. The green deck is apparently going to be called Giga Green, the black deck is going to be called Mugen Black, and the purple deck is going to be called Venom Violet. They are also going to be releasing on November the 27th. Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to, and this information I should say did come from digimoncard-wikia.com. We're going to do a little bit of speculation, and then we're going to be running headfirst into a little bit of an updated release schedule so we all know what's coming and when. Now, the good news is I have heard reports that these are going to be retailing for 500 yen, which is the same cost we saw for the first lot of starter decks over in Japan. And there's a few things that are really cool about this. Firstly, 500 yen is basically dumb cheap. As I record this on Wednesday lunchtime, 500 yen equates to £3.60 or $4.70. That is a ridiculously cheap price. That is, $3.59 is literally the RRP for a pack of Pokemon trading cards in the UK. And actually, if we round it, it does come to exactly £3.59. So for what you would usually pay for a pack of Pokemon cards, you're getting a deck of Digimon cards. And again, we haven't got perfect information here, but one would imagine it seems like a very sensible suggestion here to assume that these would be exactly the same as the old ones. That is to say, they're going to be 500 yen, and they're going to give you a playable out-of-the-box 50-card deck with 4 copies of the relevant Digitama. Now, the Digitama's super interesting, because if we look at red, blue, and yellow, the original colours, we got a Digitama in the starter deck, 2 different Digitama in set 1, and a new Digitama in set 2. So they've actually gotten 4 different Digitama to choose from. Whereas if we were to look at purple and black, they've got 2. They've literally got 2 Digitama that came around in the second set, and that's it. That's all they've got. So certainly giving each of them an extra Digitama seems like a pretty good idea. This isn't going to give perfect parity immediately to all of the colours. We're still going to have more cards for red and blue and yellow that were around in set 1, though green will be getting pretty gosh. Actually, green might catch up. We're still not going to have caught up with black and purple, but then again, they did have a bit more representation in set 2. If they have a bit more representation in set 3, that would actually bring us in quite nicely. In terms of the name, I don't want to get too deep into the names because we really don't know very much. I mean, the fact that they're called Giga Green, Mugen Black, and Venom Violet clearly show us that we're going to be getting green, black, and purple decks. Honestly, it's so hard to know much here at all. Oh, Venom Purple? Does that mean it's going to feature Venom Myotismon? Maybe. But honestly here, I think when it comes to the names, it's going to be far better to just take a little bit of a step back, wait a little bit, and just let some of the news leak out. I think that is probably a better option, quite frankly. Now, what does this do to the release date of the Digimon TCG? What does that mean in terms of the release schedule moving forward? Well, as it stands at the moment, the most recent release, of course, is Ultimate Power. That's the latest set, which didn't come out that long ago. It only came out last month. We do have this promo pack, which is currently going around in Japan, gettable on magazines, etc. That it's a kind of promo pack. It seems to be less readily available than the initial promo pack. So if you haven't got one of these, I would try and get one of them sooner rather than later, or they may end up being a little bit difficult to get hold of. You've been warned. And then we know that Union Impact is going to be launching on October the 30th. So as we sit here at the moment, we're a couple of months away, kind of 2.5 months away from the release of that. And then we've got these starter decks rolling in the following month in November. Okay, that sounds kind of cool. I mean, this is pretty much a 1-month gap read. I mean, I think it is exactly 4 weeks. If my calendar reading is holding, we do exactly 4 weeks between the release of the set and the release of these starter decks. Of course, it means that for us who follow the game and are interested in the game, yay, lots of news coming in very quick succession, lots of new cards, etc. But also, boo! Because that means that we're going to have lots more to buy. At least these decks are going to be nice and cheap. I mean, there are a few other things to mention here. Firstly, this is just more proof of how seriously Bandai has taken this game. And I know there are accusations that they're releasing lots of stuff and milking it and blah, blah, blah. The fact of the matter is we're having promo packs, we're having starter decks, we're having proper releases of new sets. We really are seeing Bandai go, right, let's take this game seriously, lots of releases, different kind of things. If you're a fan of the game like I am, this seems like the kind of thing we should all be rather excited about. The thing that really interests me, and I don't have an answer to this, but are they going to update the app? Remember, we've got the official app that at the moment lets you play a slightly cut down version of all 3 of the starter decks. It would make sense to kind of rejig that so you can play slightly cut down versions of the new starter decks. That would be cool, right? Again, we don't actually have any news along these lines at all. We'll very much have to wait and see, but it definitely seems like the kind of thing that would be sensible. We know that Dragon Ball Super have updated their app as time goes by, so maybe this will happen here as well. Either way, we got new starter decks coming a month after we see the new set. And as far as I'm concerned, this is all just wonderful, wonderful, wonderful news. I, for one, am delighted. But I'd like to know what you think. So let me know in the comment section, would you go nuts? Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk Digimon and a bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun stuff. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.